The bid was for $30,000.
That was a contract to remove a boat in Florida that was washed ashore because of a hurricane. The money is sitting there and I can see it.
Yeah.
I called my big sister and I was like, there's money up here. It feels like reparations. If you watch these videos,
It's really not hard at all. You just keep going.
there's nothing that's stopping you other than yourself.
We have Treese and Donald today who received their cage code March 20th, got a win April 24th of the same year. Congratulations. I'm
Thank you.
so honored to have you both here today.
Thank you.
Glad to be here, Dr. Parks. Thank you so much.
Well, it's the least I could do. You guys took action. Like, talk to us. How did you even get into this and how did you win so fast? Because so many people out there want to say, you need to take time. It's going to take a year.
Well, I was sitting on the back porch one day, scrolling through Instagram and Facebook. I was actually upset with one of my friends because she left our corporate job and told me she was going to work with her family in government contracting. And she didn't tell me about government contracting other than one of her family members does it. So I was like, okay, I have to learn what this is because it's pretty expensive to stay out here without a job. And I came across a video by Jason White. And I watched his video. I started watching all of his videos. And then I took a class. I took one of the 5-day challenges. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And they said I needed a cage code. I need a cage code. I need an LLC. And I was like, well, I have an LLC. So I have a small business already. I make candy apples. So I got a business.
Look good.
Donald's like, they're good.
Flexing is look.
So I went to my husband and I was like, hey, take a look at this video. And he normally blows me off. He won't admit it, but he blew me off and I just kept studying. And then I came across one of your videos and it made sense. And the curls were popping.
Popping.
I was like, she's so cute. But I understood what you were saying because I work in the corporate world now. And project management is something that I have to do all the time. So I started investigating and then I went and found your book.
Yes. Mine's full of sticky notes.
Yeah.
Book.com.
Mine is full of notes too, Kizzy.
So many notes.
Yeah. I read the book and I started researching more about it. And I found the website and I was like, hey, baby, I really need help with this because it's a lot of paperwork. And one of my flaws is I hate emails. And he works emails perfectly. So I was like, hey, if I do this part, then you handle the emails and calling people. And we started bidding.
Can I give a little bit more of a backstory?
Of course.
Like my wife used to always say, hey, we're gonna be rich. We're millionaires. She'll say it with me. We're millionaires. And I'm like, we're millionaires. Right? You know? So in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, let me go play the lotto. Cause I know this job ain't going to do it for us. So like when she came to me and she was like, hey, I think I got it. I'm like, oh, okay, great. So I watched some of the videos as she said, and it didn't click until I actually came across one of yours. It was a video maybe about 2 hours long. And it was about, I want to say, the ins and outs of actual government contracting, and you covered it from start to finish. And I watched that. And to be honest, I didn't mean to watch the whole thing, but I did. And it really made sense. I'm like, wow, this is actually something that's possible. So that's kind of what got me hooked on, getting on board with the whole thing. Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
I had to change the way he was talking because I believe we can do this. And I was not going to stop until I figured it out. So we started bidding. I started reading them. Everything changed. Like, this is what I do all day. I can't watch videos on Instagram or anything like that because I have to study. I'm trying to find contracts and I would study every video. I drive in the car with them playing. They're playing while I'm cooking. They're on while I'm sleeping. I wake up and I say, we're millionaires. And I have to make him say it with me until we get there. So that was the beginning. And we won the first contract, and it really worked.
No, it really does work. And this is what I love. I just want to point out the manifesting, saying out loud, coming together. as one is so powerful, because it's easy to be like, okay, whatever. But when you say like, we're going to be millionaires, we are millionaires, we're winning, we're going to get these things. And look at what happened. Like literally there are people who have said it's taken them a year, or you got to wait years, or maybe they gave up, and in a little over a month you won. So talk to us about the win. What was it for? Walk us through it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I found a contract to remove a boat in Florida that was washed ashore because of a hurricane over in Egmont Key. I brought it to him and I was like, hey, it's local. We can do this. We can find somebody to remove a boat. He says, you just got to stay with it. So we found companies and sent out emails, finally got somebody to respond to us, and they told us how much it would cost. So I fumbled my way through the proposal, created a proposal and submitted it. And then I stepped outside because I was so stressed. After I did it, I was like so anxious about it. I stepped outside and my phone rang.
Wait, we got to go back though. So let's talk about the actual process of it. So we found someone, but the person that we found, they were really short with us, or not really wanting to give us a whole lot of information. So I was like, whatever, just give us a quote. So finally, she forwarded me to someone else, and the lady said, $20,000 or whatever. I said, okay, fine. And then she said, and by the way, we'll need $5,000 down and the rest, when we do the job. And I said, okay, no problem. So we went on ahead and submitted the proposal then. So, no.
Okay.
But it wasn't easy. We had people that were saying, kind of blowing us off and saying that they've already had callers about this. And,
right.
But we just kept the foot on the gas and kept going.
I would tell him this is no time to stop. Even though they're pushing back, we just keep going. We just need a quote. If she didn't answer us, we'll call somebody else. But we're not going to give up. And so we got a quote. And when I submitted I don't submit the proposal. I create the proposal and I let him do all of the scanning of the document. And he scanned it in. I was like, okay, let's make sure they got it. You got to follow through the steps and make sure they got it. But a few minutes later, I got a call from the CO. And she was letting me know she received my proposal, but she wanted me to go back and check something. And all she would say is, I can't say anything else, just go and check something. And she said, this is a good proposal. And when she hung up, I had the greatest happy day ever as I ran back in the office. And I told him, hey, something's missing. We got to check it. We got to check something. And she gave me time. I missed the form. And I filled out the form and sent everything back in. And then I went to work. One day, it was a Tuesday. I was covering for somebody. It was a really busy day. And I got an email that I never checked. I just checked it that day. And it said to establish an account with IPP. And I called him and I said, I think we won. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's telling me to create an account. So I think this is how they pay you. And it says that in the statement of work, you get on in 1449, you got to follow through. And I said, okay. He says, well, we're going to wait for the award letter. And the award letter came to the business email. So he sent it to me at work. I just sat there and cried. I cried. Like, I could not believe it really happened. It was so instant. Like, it happened and we won. But the best part about it all, because even though the ladies told us we got to pay $5,000 in advance, the contract itself says we can't do the work until October because of nesting season with the birds on the beach. So they paid out and I can't do anything with it until October. So we can't even have it removed until October. But the money is sitting there and I can see it.
Nah.
That's exactly what happened. The whole site, I cried for the rest of the day. I probably messed up a few projects that day too, but I got through.
And it's
beautiful.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's so funny because we kind of took a page out of one of your other interviewees' handbook and how they kind of bid something. I think it was someone, if I could reference this, perfect. It was someone who did a bid and
a bid. Yes, I remember that.
And I think his profit was like $10,000 like that. And so we just rinsed and repeat. And we kind of copied that mode. And so the bid was for actually $30,000 and we won it. So it was pretty amazing.
And up until now, have you ever made $10,000 in less than or 30?
I haven't made that candy apples kidding. No.
Not at all. Not at all. And it's crazy because we have multiple streams of income, but this by far, it's just in your other videos, you hear people say all you have to do is, put in some time, put in some effort. The work is in, getting the information and you just submit. It's really not hard at all. You just have to put your head down
and stay the course.
Dedicate a couple hours to it and it happens.
Yeah, you definitely do. And you got to take action. You didn't give up when people didn't necessarily get back to you or they were kind of short. So how did these sub respond? Are they happy? Are they shocked?
Oh, wow.
So I actually contacted them afterwards and I was like, hey, we won the bid. I just wanted to make sure that what you submitted to us is still going to be good for October.
Right.
And she was like, oh, okay, great. Yeah, it'll still be good for October. So yeah, she was really excited to hear about that.
But she did let us know we still have to pay that $5,000
They're not playing with that $5,000.
No, they want those $5 lakhs. So yeah.
They want the $5. They're like, congratulations, and where's my money?
Sorry. Exactly.
Wow, I love this. And this is another good thing to come out of this because there are projects where you may have to wait because of nature, because of weather, maybe just something happened. And so it's something to be made aware of. It doesn't mean that the contract isn't canceled. It's just that it's moved over.
Right. We stay in contact with the COs like every other week. We'll send them an email just to make sure nothing's changed and they still want it done at this particular time in October after nesting season. And they just let us know, yeah, nothing's changed. We'll just be glad when the boat is gone.
So then what happens with this boat?
They have to dismantle it and get rid of it. They just want it disposed. She said, we really just want it gone because it's on the shore and it's on a bird sanctuary. We can't go out there right now because of the turtles and the birds aren't nesting.
Wow. So then the company you hire, the sub, they're going to destroy the entire boat.
Yep.
Yes.
It's really, we did the legwork, found somebody to do the job. Just like you said, find somebody who can do the job and they do all the work. And all we do is pretty much just manage the whole.
It's a project. I told them it's project management. It's a project management. And I don't even swim, Kizzy, so I'm not going to get involved.
No, leave that up to the experts to take care of all that. You're so funny. So what are you bidding on next?
Oh, my goodness. Well, there's quite a few things because I don't really have a lane. Like I said, I make candy apples. I created that company in 2020. And for my day-to-day job, I work as a project liaison for a brokerage firm. So we don't have a specific lane. I just find things that I consider low-hanging fruit. But my focus is to get one of these buildings for real estate. I want a real estate deal. And I'm trying really hard to land a porta potty deal right now.
Oh, a porta potty deal.
Me the last night. Yes.
Good. I love that. Keep me posted because I always love to do follow-up interviews.
Okay.
And I actually have a funny story about this whole real estate thing, and I'm not going to take all your time, but I got to let you know because you never know who's going to hear this and who's going to need it. So we actually kind of pursued another real estate contract maybe a few weeks ago. And we didn't know at the time that we couldn't bid on it.
It was 8A. It's an 8A certification.
No, but we found it. It was where we were, in our city, in our vicinity. So we did all the legwork. We found the buildings. I got in contact with the owner or, the rep who is leasing the building.
Property.
Yeah, got all the specs. Everything was just A1 perfect. And right as we were preparing to submit a contract, my wife says,
can't bid on this.
So we did all this legwork, but in the words of, Jay-Z, a loss isn't a loss, it's a lesson, right? So we just took what we practiced in doing that and we're applying it.
Now, yes, this is the new one. There's another real estate deal.
Yeah.
Or we know how to get in contact with the agent and how to price out the square footage and everything. So it was a lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. And then in the future, if you run into more 8A stuff, I have a relationship with an 8A. So don't hesitate. We could partner on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I've seen there was one we bid on. I'm not sure if it was that same one or not, but I know that I've seen some 8A set aside real estate or other 8A work just bring it to my attention, because that is something that sometimes we just may overlook if it's set aside for Indian-owned, women, veterans, 8A, Hub Zone, and then you get into it. I've done that too. There was one recently, and then my proposal writer said, oh, Kizzy, the preference is Indian-owned, but they'll consider small business. And I said, no, let's just pass, because they're going to go Indian-owned first. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he was pretty bummed about that one.
Yeah, everything was just so perfect. Like, we found the perfect space, the square footage, even
a church to find a building.
We left church, and I said,
reach out to me now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what advice do you have somebody who's watching this thinking, oh my gosh, March 20th and then April 24th? What advice do you have to them?
Wow, that's a funny story, because one of my nephews brought this to the attention of his mom, my sister, that he wanted to do government contracting. I hadn't heard about it at that time, but when I started researching it, I called my big sister and I was like, hey girl, let's do this. There's money up here. It feels like reparations. If you watch this oh my gosh, and they're not telling us this stuff, and I found it. So as an avid reader, I was like, okay, let's read into it. She said, okay, well, my son called. He called from prison at that time and said, when I get out, I need a plan. And the plan is to do government contracting. And his drive to do it was my motivation. And for everyone else, it's motivation that there's nothing that's stopping you other than yourself. Mm-hmm. And this book, Kizzy, like I said, girl, you're giving away $1 million worth of information for $19.99. They really should read the book.
Sure.
Read the book, follow the steps, learn, apply, adjust, and keep going. But you got to really change your thought process. And I feel like changing your thought process is by speaking it aloud so that you're hearing it every day. You can do this, but you have to apply yourself. We spend way too much time on social media doing nothing. So let's do something with the computers and grow.
And also, don't be swayed by, any negative responses that you may get. Yeah. Keep going, don't stop, keep pushing. If one door closes, there are a bunch of them that, a bunch more will open. So, it only takes one yes, right? So just keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah. We were bidding on landscaping in St. Petersburg. We went to the site visit and everything. It didn't quite pan out for us, but that was no reason to quit. We just found another opportunity in landscaping. And since I created a proposal for the first one, I knew how to build it. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, okay, this is what she means when she says rinse and repeat. You just do it again and apply the same information and knowledge. And it's in the same vicinity, same area. So the pricing is pretty much the same. Why wait? Now I find somebody that can do it. But this is not a time to quit.
No.
This is not the time to quit at all. And I love that. I love that you didn't give up. I love that you applied that same template to something new. Because there are trends, landscaping, janitorial, if it's a product, or even if it's a certain niche, IT, training, you're going to recycle the same information over and over and over again.
Right. HVAC seems to be very hot right now. I could just, I'm looking for those. It's really hot outside. HVAC keeps popping up everywhere. So I'm working on those as well.
Yes, that's good, HVAC. And I love that you're doing the real estate. Those are amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely looking to land our first one on that. So.
But we don't feel like it's going to just stay in our house. Like, I have kids. So my daughter, I bought the book twice, Kizzy. Oh. I bought it twice. I gave it to my daughter. I'm like, hey, I need you to read this book. I know you're not a reader, but don't ask me for money when I'm showing you how to make money.
Right. Which is, I agree with you. Because the thing is, pretty much anyone can do this. I even have a recent video where I interviewed my lawyer, and he talked about how people with felonies can be in government contracting. Mm-hmm. Like, people make this assumption because it's the government. And in reality, it's one of the best places for everyone.
Right.
If you want to have the government as your client, you can do that. There's no reason you can't.
Right. Yeah. I actually told my nephew that when he came home from prison. I was like, I don't think that'll hold you, since it's business to business, not person to business. Your history wouldn't follow you in this land, but you got to start with a business.
Right. You got to have a business and then answer the questions, because they typically will there's sometimes they will ask if you're a
Right.
felon or if you've had this or you have a bankruptcy or you owe taxes. So just what's important is that whoever's watching, you answer the questions honestly.
Right.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you got to do. It doesn't mean if you answer yes that you can't do it. Just
Right.
be honest. When you don't tell them the truth, that's when there's a problem.
That's the problem. Yes.
That's definitely the problem. I can't thank you both enough for being here. And I want everybody to get the book, winnerswaybook.com, winnerswaybook.com. I love that you got it. Please get the book, winnerswaybook.com, and you get bonuses. How can people reach you? Because they're going to reach you. Like Therese and Donald, they're going to come at you. They're going to call you. They'll find your number. How do you want people to reach you?
Oh, goodness. Well, like I said, I have a candy apple company. So you can, my,
I love it.
this is candy apples. I know you can't have them.
No, I got 20 more pounds to go. We ain't getting no
I
candy
got
apples
you.
over here.
But it's with apples, so it kind of.
No, I don't eat them.
Okay. No.
No, I can be reached by Teresa's Treats or HB Brunson Enterprises because you taught us to create a doing business ads. Because my company was such a niche name, we did a doing business ad, so we can be reached at HB Brunson Enterprises at gmail.com.
I'm just so proud of you guys. I am. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tear up. I can't. I'm emotional. Oh my God. Tear up.
Oh, you really been an inspiration.
Right,
I
yeah.
want you to know that we've been listening, we've been watching, and we've been applying what you said. So thank you.
You break it down so well. It's not elementary information, but you break it down to a level where I can understand it and my kids can understand it. And that's so important.
Well, I love that. I love that so much. I love it. Well, again, thank you both so much for being here and keep us all posted on your future wins. People, please reach out. Get the book at winnerswaybook.com. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. We're going to run these numbers up to at least 100,000 and then we're going to get to 1 million subscribers. So love your help with that. So again, thank you both for being here. And until next time, everything is possible. Take care.
Everything's possible.
Thank you.